everyone. So for today's video, I thought I'd do something a little different than my Let's Plays, and I figured I would answer some questions as if you guys were interviewing me, because why not? Essentially every time I upload a video, I am selling myself to you guys, and so why wouldn't you guys be my bosses? And I would answer some frequently asked questions in interviews, and I don't know, we can see where it goes from here, see if I am a good fit for your company, and if when you look at me, you're like, you know what, I want that girl working for me. I don't know how well this video is going to be, how long it's going to be, but I thought this would be something fun, so I'm going to get right on into it. So, first question, why are you the right person for this position? I believe there are a million different people who would be perfect at uploading YouTube videos and becoming a, I don't like the words content creator, but I wanted to do it because I have severe social anxiety. Like, I will not talk to people just because I am more comfortable being by myself than I am talking to any given stranger. But when I turn the camera on, even though I'm nervous and I'm scared, I get so much fun out of this. It's just something that I really enjoy doing, something that makes me really happy, and something I could see myself progressing farther in, doing more, becoming bigger and better. But you gotta start out somewhere. You gotta start out low on the totem pole, and the first step is just to begin. So, I don't know if I am the perfect person for the fit, but I am happy to attempt to be. What do you want to accomplish in the first 30 days of being here? I want to get a schedule down. I would like to be uploading videos every day, whether they're long gameplays or just videos like this where I'm just sitting here and talking. I just want to have an upload of 7 days a week, every week. If I can't do that, maybe 5 days a week, every week. I think that's something doable to start with, and then eventually, because I do work full-time, I can start doing every day once I get a little bit of a hang of this, and I feel like I'm in a better headspace to be able to do this. So fingers crossed that in the future, I will have, in my first 30 days, I will have a schedule that works for me, and that way nobody has to hit the bell. If they want to watch my video, they can just watch it. If it pops up and they watch it, that's cool. If not, then, hey, maybe I won't get a single view on a video, and then wouldn't that be something? Like, longest run videos without a view? I think that'd be great. Okay, third question. Would you ever lie for a company? No, I don't think I would. I don't think there's, if a boss puts you in a position to have to lie for them, I think that's an issue. I don't think that's okay. I don't think anybody should ever ask you to lie for them. And even people will preface it with saying, well, it's a little white lie, it doesn't count. That little white lie builds. And I'm not saying everybody is truthful 100% of the time. Things happen, things slip people's minds. It's not shocking for somebody to lie. And it's not something to hold over someone's head. Like, people are not perfect. But I think if a company ever comes to you and point blank is like, you need to lie for us, it's just a little white lie. Just one time. Just one time. That's all we're asking. That one time is going to turn into multiple times. They're going to start getting more comfortable with the idea of asking you to lie for them. And because you've done it once, they know they can convince you. And it's not worth it to you. It's not worth it for your own morality. Plus, it's a lot to keep up with if you lie. Like, you are keeping up with multiple story on top of story on top of story. And it's impossible to do. Don't ever let a company ask you to lie for them. That is not okay. Are you more of a leader or a follower? I can follow if necessary, and I can also lead if necessary. But I would say I am more comfortable having a list that says I need to do A, B, and C in order to fulfill my day. And then I can lead from there for myself. Whereas being a leader, you're setting up plans A, B, and C for everybody. Pretty sure you're going to see some of the dogs walking in behind me. Hi, kids. Hi, Hennessy. She's just in the hallway staring. Excuse you and your yawn. Go take a nap then. The doggy door's open. You guys can go outside. That's Lillian's tail right over here. That was her tail. Sweetie, what are you doing? Are you trying to get Mom's attention? You've got full bowls of water. Mommy checked before she hit record. Hi, Elkin. So, Chris is my boyfriend. We have 5 dogs. He came into the relationship with 5. I came into the relationship with 1. In May of this year, we had to put our oldest boy, Munster, down. It was really rough, really hard. But so if you hear them howling in the background, you hear them barking. 3 of them are huskies, 1's a Malamute, and another is a shepherd, which we should be getting DNA tests back on. So hopefully we'll find out exactly what she is. But, so if you ever hear howling and barking, there's nothing I can do about it. They yell, they talk, it's what they do. They'll come in here and tattle on one of the other ones if somebody's doing something they're not supposed to. But I kind of lost track of where I was. Hopefully I answered the leader or follower question. But to preface, I can be a leader or I can be a follower. I'm pretty good at reading the situation to see what role I need to play. I'm pretty confident I could do either position. What is your greatest fear? I tell everybody that the only thing I ever want out of life is I want to be happy. My greatest fear is that I'm gonna wake up 40 years down the road, I'll be 66, and look back and be like, I was never happy. And that was something that when I moved up to Oregon, I made it my own personal mission that no matter what, at the end of the day, I was going to be happy. That was it. So I would say my greatest fear is going to be waking up one day. They're barking. Moto's crying because they all ran out the doggy door now. This happens daily. But my greatest fear is probably going to be waking up at 66 or somewhere down the line and looking back and not being happy, which is why I'm trying to live in the moment now, trying to post videos I want to post, and not really care if not really follow I know there's a YouTube algorithm, I don't care. I don't want to look at that. I'll look at the analytics to see if somebody's liking the videos they're seeing or not, but ultimately this is my channel. I'm going to post what I want to it. I do want your inputs. Like when I ask you at the end of a video if there are games that you want to see me play, please tell me because I am always on the hunt for new and interesting video games that I'll love. I always am on the hunt for that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm going to post games that I enjoy, games I want to play. It's why I'll post the demos to see if I do enjoy them. If I don't, then it's not like I wasted $60 on a video game that I'm not interested in playing. And then I'll let you guys know if I'm not interested in a game, that's perfectly fine. Maybe I'll watch a couple other YouTubers play it and see if they make it look more interesting, and then maybe I'll take the time and be like, yeah, I do want to play that. So yeah, I'm hoping this is giving you kind of a little more look into who I am with these questions, and I'm hoping that maybe I can help. If I can help make one person smile, that'll bring me so much joy. That's ultimately me in a basket. Like, I just want to see somebody else smile, and I don't have to change the world. I don't want to change the world. I want to change my world. I want to make my world better. And that's because that's all I can control. I can't control what the other 7 billion people do on the planet. I can't control what they think or how they act. I can't control how they think or how they act, but I can control me. I can control how I think and how I act. And that's my main concern, is that y'all make it real hard to record videos. Y'all are the worst producers ever. None of you even help. I don't want to hear it. know if you can hear, the oldest one is growling because everyone is getting ready to start back up again. We're just gonna wait. We're gonna be patient, we're gonna wait. What commonly accepted view do you disagree with and why? I disagree with the opinion that everybody has to voice their opinion on any sort of matter that crosses the planet. It is okay to not voice that opinion. It is okay to not furiously, angrily take down other people because you're trying to make a point. Because the simple fact of the matter is opinions are like assholes and everyone's got one. The only thing you can control is yourself. Everything else, the only constant is change. And those are two completely accurate statements. Nobody else's opinion matters as long as you are doing what you can to make yourself a better person. As long as you are not stuck in your ways, then anyone else's opinions doesn't matter. Think for yourself because you are the only thing that matters to you. There are 7 billion people on this planet. We have to start thinking for ourselves, making our own decisions, and not everything has to be a fight. Some things can be had with intelligent conversations. And just because somebody doesn't state an opinion on some current fact in the world does not mean that they side with the side you don't agree with. It means that they are making a choice to not speak on the matter. And it could just be as simple as that, as they just don't want to speak on the matter. And who are we to judge anybody else? Because at the end of the day, not a single one of us is perfect. We all have struggles. We all have triumphs. We all have things that we are more focused on than getting an opinion out there. If you see somebody being treated wrong, do something about it. Say something. Be an adult about it, though. Not everything has to be an aggressive statement. Not everything has to be about belittling somebody else. I think that view, the view that everybody has to share an opinion in order to show that they're on somebody's side. Whether it's right, whether it's wrong, they have to voice their opinion. They have to show that they're on everybody's side. Just be a good person at the end of the day. Don't treat somebody like dirt just because you feel you can, because that's not true. These kids are going to drive me nuts. You don't have to treat somebody any negatively just because why? Do you feel that they're lower than you because their opinion is different than yours? No. I hate to say it, nobody's lower or higher than anybody on the totem pole of life. At the end of the day, we're all just trying to get through it. We're all doing our best to just get through it. And I don't think that John Smith or Jane Smith needs to voice their opinion about every matter. I think if somebody asks and they feel the need to, then yes, by all means, they're more than welcome to. But if I see so many media articles about celebrities and scientists and actors and influencers who didn't make their opinion known about something, and they're like, well, then they must be siding with this, or I've watched 15-minute clips of them and I think I know their whole life and they think this. Simple fact of the matter is you never know 100% what anyone else is thinking, what is going through anybody else's mind. So it's better to just not assume, let it roll off, and if it really affects you that bad, take it as a lost cause. There's nothing you can do about it. But not everybody has to voice their opinion. And they can still be on somebody's side without it being a problem. If they want to have an adult conversation about it, that's perfect. But if they just want to keep quiet and not care, then that's perfect too. As long as you stand up for what's right and what you feel is right in your heart, you're doing yourself a service. But you can't control anyone else's opinion, and why would you want to? The best part about this world is that not a single one of us are the same. We're all different. And it's fascinating. It's amazing just how different people are. What causes are you passionate about? I am passionate about so many different charities. I do not believe charities get enough awareness brought to their attention. That is something, it's past 30 days of what I want to do. That is something I want to do. I want to focus on charities. Like I said, I can't change the world, but I can change my world. I can try and make something better. And I don't want to, I could never be this person that's gonna flash money left and right, buy a Lambo, buy, I don't know, what's a fancy car, buy a Tesla just because. I would rather that money go to somebody who's a bit lower than me and who could use it to get bumped up higher. Just to help somebody else. So, people who need food. Curing diseases, a lot of scientific charities that go for illnesses and things like that. Cure for diseases that we should have cures for, cancer, AIDS, things like that that we still don't have a cure for and people suffer for every day. Those are close to my heart. I've had cancer scares all throughout my family. Chances are when I get older, it's gonna happen to me. And I don't even care if it happens to me as much as I care that it's happened to them. And cancer has been around for decades and centuries and never vanished. The only reason we didn't know about it centuries ago is because we didn't have the technology to see it. And animals. Specifically endangered animals, I really care about the fact that we have animals going extinct because of things that humans have done breaks my heart. And I don't believe one person can change the world, but I believe that one person can change somebody else's world. You can change your world, and that's what I want to focus on. In the future, I want to dedicate parts of my channel to helping as much as I can, doing what I can, because that's, at the end of the day, that's all you can do is try. You can try to do what you can. Specific charities, I'm not going to list specific charities, but I will have some of my favorites linked down in the description if you want to check those out. And hopefully one day in the future I could work with these people. I'm pretty sure I have eyeliner just smudged on the top of my eye that I didn't notice. So I apologize if that's going to be there. It's probably going to be there this whole time. It's fine. What you gonna do? What is your biggest regret and why? So my sister has this motto to not have any regrets because they've all gotten you to where you are today. It's very common. I'm sure most people have heard that saying at least once or twice. I regret allowing myself, I don't blame anybody in my past for it because they did what they did, I did what I did. I regret allowing myself to change for what other people wanted me to be like. Careers other people wanted me to do. I work a full-time job at a department store. I'm at a corporation, and I don't mind. I love that. Because I come home, I see my dogs every day, I see my boyfriend every day, I make enough to survive. And yeah, I don't make buku dollars or I'm not wealthy or anything like that, but I don't care. I don't care. But that used to be stuff that would stick in my head because others would bring it up and then I'd try to change myself because 2 jobs ago, I've had a total of 4 jobs since turning 17, which I don't think is all that bad considering 2 were back in my home state of Nevada and 2 being out here in my new home state of Oregon. So I don't think that's too terrible. It's not, I mean, I wish it was shorter, but it's not, so it's just my resume. But I loved the last place I worked at in Nevada, but I allowed other people's opinions to make me think it was this negative place, and it wasn't. It was a beautiful job, and I loved it to pieces. I loved the people I worked with. I had an amazing chef. My father was my sous chef, and my sister was one of the prep cooks with me. We had an absolute blast. It was so much fun. But not just in that aspect. The way I looked, I let people control that about me, and it's nobody's fault but my own because I let it happen. It was, and that's the way I feel. Everyone's situation and circumstance is different. But when I look back on things like that, I let that happen for me. And I'm not okay with that. I wouldn't be okay with that if I had a daughter and she did that, or if I had a son and he did that. Because at the end of the day, if you're not happy with the way you look, the way you act, the way you carry yourself, then you should feel comfortable to do that. Do whatever makes you feel happy. You should, without a doubt, be able to do anything that makes you happy and doesn't injure or hurt anybody else. But I allowed myself, and that's my biggest regret, is that I allowed myself to change. And when I look back, I don't think anyone's opinion actually cared or mattered. But I didn't act how I wanted to act. I didn't look how I wanted to look. I didn't carry myself how I wanted to carry myself. And that stopped when I moved to Oregon. That was my promise to myself when I moved to Oregon, was that I was going to live for nobody else but me. That I was going to make my decisions and do what I wanted to do for myself. And that wasn't me being selfish. If somebody else does that, that's not them being selfish. It's just you choosing you. And there is nothing wrong with, at the end of the day, choosing yourself. So I'd say that's my biggest regret, is that I let myself change when I didn't have to. And I love myself now. I love that I have my 5 dogs. I love my boyfriend. I love my life. And I love me. I love who I am. I always try to be a better person than I was yesterday. Whoever I was 2 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, doesn't matter as long as every day I am improving and trying to be better for myself. And that's kind of the motto I try to live by. As long as I am better for myself and for the world around me, and I'm not mistreating people, I'd say I'm doing pretty good. And I'm much happier with the life I live. I can hear them out back snarling and fighting. It's ridiculous. They just argue all day. All day. And nobody actually knows how to argue, so it's like a lot of leg pulling, and like somebody will grab a tail, the other will whimper, and then run off and cry. And dogs, what you gonna do? So our last question segues right into this one. How do you want to improve yourself in the upcoming year? I want to focus on some career choices that center around what I want. I've told my boyfriend, Chris, that my career doesn't matter, and I don't care. And I don't know if that's a good thing, because he tells me constantly if I want to change my career or anything like that. I don't want to at the time. I don't see myself changing, but I'd like to see if there's something that I would love to do as a career. When I was younger, I always wanted to be a veterinarian, so maybe that's something I could pursue. I want to work with charities, so in a year, I'd love to be working with some sort of nonprofits and some sort of charities to try and give back, because I've been blessed with so many things in my life that I would love to be able to give back for those things. And so I think improving on myself, I'm going to focus career-wise, not financially, because I make enough money to support myself, but something that when I sit down to do a resume, what am I proud to add to that resume? And video editing, video creating, content creating, photography, graphic design. Those are things I would love to add to my profile. All 4 years of high school, I was in graphic design programming, learning how to do branding and things like that. But then so I decided not to go to college. I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all because I wasn't ready. And to be honest with you, I'm 26, almost 30 years old. I don't know what I would go to college for. Like, what do I want to do? When I was in high school, I wanted to become a, brand creator. I wanted to be able to create brands for companies, logos, the entire shebang, the whole 9 yards. I don't think I'd want to do that now. I think I'd have been miserable doing that. I'd have been bored out of my mind. So, I don't regret not going to college. I don't regret, I graduated. I graduated with honors, and that was what I wanted. I was a huge writing prodigy for one of my English teachers. Haven't wrote a novel. I wrote snippets and clips, but can't tell you if becoming an author would be something that pleased me. But I'm still figuring it out. That's the truth. And my main focus this year, starting now, August 10th, 2022, my main focus is to find out what I want to spend the next 10 years doing. Because if I'm still working full-time at the job I'm working, that's perfectly fine. I guess a career does have to be financial, but I want something that I can be doing for 10 years. Maybe it's separate from the job I have. Hobby, goal. I want to find something that when I look back, I can be like, wow, I'm very proud of that. So those were some interview questions. I don't know if I got the job. I'm sure my dogs ruined me from getting the job. So there's that. But I want to thank you guys so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much for sitting down and taking the time to talk to me. And now it's your turn. Down in the comments below, I want you to answer all of these questions so I can partake in the conversation with you. And I will do my best to try and respond to everybody's comments. I highly doubt anyone will comment, but if you do, I will try to respond. If I don't, chances are I'm at work or I'm asleep, so just bear with me. But thank you guys so much for watching, and if there are any other videos like this you want to see, please let me know. I'll be happy to do that. You guys want to ask questions? I do eventually want to do like a meet my pack where you meet all 5 of our dogs. I eventually want to do a meet my boyfriend so you can meet my boyfriend. I'd love for you to meet my sister. She's my best friend. She's my entire world. I love her to pieces. I eventually would love for you to meet my family. My grandma I send my videos to my grandma every day. I'm not ashamed of it. She loves to watch them, but I don't believe she has a YouTube account. I should probably set her up with that, but I just send her the link to my videos, and it makes her so happy. And it makes me so happy that she gets so happy over it. But if there are any video ideas you guys want to see that you're interested in seeing, please let me know. I don't have a plan for this channel other than just doing what I want. But thank you guys again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.